Okay everybody, welcome back to a new episode of our Austrian playthrough. So where we left things off was I had just taken 4 provinces from Hungary, and therefore our aggressive expansion is really quite high. So we're not going to be expanding aggressively anytime soon, unless we can claim this French crown once this ruler comes into power, if he has no heir, which is what, 3 or so years away from now. That would probably result in a huge coalition against us, but the way we would manage to deal with that, if it was too difficult, is we would release nations within the empire. We have Aquileia, Urbino, Burgundy, or even Croatia. If we bring this into the empire, we could release Croatia as well, and then return core to them when we're attacking Hungary. And ultimately we would integrate that for free by being the emperor. Regardless, if we were able to claim the French throne, I'm going to go ahead and let time go here, because we're actually we can't do much regardless, as we have a lot of truces within the empire and our aggressive expansion is high. We're only receiving 2 votes right now. That's making me a bit nervous. Try to have this vote from our ally as well. If we were able to claim their throne, I was hoping to actually ally England for the offensive attack, as he's friendly, but unfortunately they are going to have a truce with each other. So I imagine, judging by our allies, we would basically be on our own. And with that in mind, that would most likely be the most difficult war that we fought so far, and uncomfortably I have to admit that maybe there is a chance that we would not win the war. We do have a military tech lead. And currently I have a discipline advisor, which he may not have. But apart from that, he pretty much has every advantage in the book. We go ahead and look at the... He's got... Considering how poor we are, we would of course be going way up to our force limit or higher, and that would result in a lot of debt really quickly. But it looks like we would have a number advantage for now. I imagine he's about to take some of his core, maybe all of his core, which would strengthen him even further. Of course, he's got that French cultural union, meaning that his manpower and his financial situation is really good. He actually has more manpower than us, even though we are the emperor. His economy is probably better than ours. And then of course he has the French 20% morale of armies already. So yeah, like I said, we would be relying on our technology and just taking out loans if needs be to have more forces than he does. We can see here he's got a ridiculously good general, which is very scary. So what can I say? It would be hard. I'm going to try to accumulate as much money as I can between now and then. This is a mission to PU Hungary. I'm trying to think, is that something we're interested in doing? This is a really awkward situation here because we've been essentially trapped inside Austria. No, I don't think I'm interested in personal union Hungary. It's going to be more trouble than it's worth, I think. So we're still receiving 0.14, which is pretty good. Keep in mind you start in the beginning of the game with 0.08 per month. 0.14 is pretty good considering the Protestant Reformation has happened. Let's hope it lasts for as long as possible. In fact, passing this here would give us 20 ducats a month in tax income. That would be so nice. The chances of us doing that before we claim the French throne, assuming that we can, is pretty much impossible. I don't see how we could get 27 influence in the next few years. If our ruler died, we'd be in regency, so we really do not wish that to happen at the moment. We can add +4 here, so I guess we're technically at 27, needing 23 more. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Oh my gosh, he took all of it. He took all of it. Those are some pretty valuable provinces, man. 22 development there. Just like that, he's a fair amount stronger. Gosh darn it, France. And there's really nobody else that I could ally apart from England that would help us against him, but of course they're going to have a long truce, 10 years. So it would pretty much be us versus them. We have a civil war rising, but that's simply because of our overextension. If our overextension is below 10%, which it will be once we core up, then civil war is not an issue. We've got a lot of revolt risk clear across the board, and that mostly comes from our legitimacy being low. But it's changing by almost 2 a year. And then of course these Protestant provinces really don't help either. Or our overextension doesn't help either. Forgive me for sort of playing a little bit slowly. I'm really kind of using this time to ponder. Oh god, I hate this event. Oh, this is going to cripple our economy if we do that. I think we have to lose stability here. I really don't want to, but I usually actually take this because it's mostly just money at the end of the day. But in this situation, I really want our money. If we turn our army maintenance up, we can see that we're in the negative, and we're not even near at our force limit where we would be against France. So I'm going to go ahead and lose stability, which I really don't like, and our religious unity is far less than ideal, so it's quite expensive to boost our stability there. And of course I'm trying to rush down admin ideas, but our ruler only has 2 admin, so it's rough. We're halfway there, or past halfway there on admin ideas. I guess I should consider myself lucky that he didn't go for a military idea, because he would be really hard to deal with. I guess we should really pray also that Bohemia would help us, or our allies. I doubt Muscovy would help, but perhaps these three would, I don't know. Do not know. Poor Hungary is getting wrecked. I might go so far as to fire my Diplo and Admin advisor during the war with France, if I think it will help our economy. I will add this province to the empire, because if I feel like I need to release Croatia at some point in a peace deal, I want them to actually be inside the empire. But the other three I will hold on to until I feel like it can top us off to 50 and we can actually pass the reform. Turning our army maintenance up here because we're going to have to be dealing with some of these rebels. I bet you that the French fort level is way higher than ours as well. I'm sorry to say. I guess I should just consider myself lucky that he doesn't have any allies. Perhaps he will ally Savoy, which I really hope he doesn't. The moment of truth is arising though. We're about to find out whether we can claim his throne or not. I think heirs come of age when they're 15 years old, so I kind of feel like I need to keep a hawk eye on this now. It did occur to me that maybe Brittany would help us against him because, you know, he's kind of trapped. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I hope so, but I doubt it. Oh no, he's got an ear! Dang it! Ah, all that... Okay, all that sort of stress for nothing. For nothing. Damn. Damn, I was hoping that if we could enforce it now, I mean what, within 100 years we would probably own all this land and we could bring it all in the empire. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that then, for now. So it's back to trying to manage the empire then, in that case. Now, I would be interested in enforcing our religion on some of these nations that we border with. I think that's one way that we can increase the amount of imperial authority that we receive, right? Because they would no longer be heretics. And in that case, we're not so desperate to have such a strong economy. So, Turn our army maintenance up a little bit more. Good, good, good. We can bring Ferraria back on the map here. Or Modena. Okay, it is Ferraria. So is there anyone else I should be attacking? Our truce with the coalition comes up in 2 years' time, which is a huge amount of people. I guess it's Poland. We were, before this happened, we were setting our sights towards the Poles. We want to bring that into the Empire and return core. So Muscovy has truce with them, which ends in the same year because it's the same war as us. So hopefully Muscovy would help us. Looks like they've got Castile, Bavaria and Sweden. Pretty strong alliance. Pretty damn strong alliance considering Super Castile. That might be difficult war as well. Is there any other heretics I can fabricate on? Doesn't look like it. Just these two. Or Bohemia as well, but he's our ally at the moment. We're kind of appreciating his vote a lot, actually. I can complete my mission by sending some ducats over to Saxony to make sure to keep that buff going. Right, now that Hungary's a bit smaller, it's kind of tempting to force that PU over him. Do some reclaim into Poland. We could have him core up Wallachia. I wonder how much longer Wallachia will stay on the map, though. Yeah, see, one reason I didn't want to is because I was concerned about the aggressive expansion. But he's a bit smaller, we're not going to be getting the French aggressive expansion. Let's go ahead and take this. Okay, so I'm going to force a PU over Hungary once our truce ends with him. Of course, fighting these wars means our army maintenance is up, but we can also rob these nations of their gold. Okay, and this is a good way to get into war with Bavaria. Excellent. So we can annul his treaty, his alliance with Poland. I hate this, man. I hate this. This is how the Poles obtained land within the Empire last time, is by getting pulled into war with Bavaria. We should be able to annul their alliance, but also release Ansbach and Salzburg. Oh, and Augsburg as well. At the cost of diplomatic power, though. '20 army tradition, that's insane. Awesome. our army tradition is kind of getting up there. Looks like Hungary is going to win the war ultimately over Bosnia. I'm surprised that Brandenburg is not Protestant yet. Of course, they have a tendency to flip Protestant due to it being a requirement to form Prussia. And my military power is so inflated again, we're going to be spending it on development. I hate attacking into mountains, but it kind of needs to be done here. Get off my land. We're probably going to have to 100% Bavaria or get them near to 100% in order to enforce our demands, which are pretty intense. Yeah, that already is so high. So, strangely enough, we would value annulling their alliance with Poland even more. Than releasing a third nation. That's a lot of Hungarian separatists, man. Wait, what the flip? Wait, what? How did... Wait, I thought I just saw their... Okay, Bosnia must have sieged his capital or something like that. I thought I just looked over here and I saw them being fully sieged out by Hungary. Bosnia did have this fort. I bet he sieged their capital and then just ended it. Again, that's not too bad. I'm happy with that. That's all good because we're going to PU Hungary, and it's only going to be cheaper now. Like it's not going to be so much aggressive expansion, enforcing the PU, and then we can simply just reconquest all of this land to Hungary. So also for cheaper aggressive expansion costs. So that's all good. Don't mind at all. It's still another 11 years before the truce ends, though, between the two of us. Nice. So apparently... Wow. Apparently there is no longer a center of reformation there. Isn't that interesting? Get wrecked, Protestantism. We've got Croatian nationalists and papal separatists about ready to spawn. This is a little bit rough here. Wow, you know what? If we did force... No, 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 no. I was going to say if we did force religion on Bohemia, then there would no longer be two centres of trade in Germany, and it's only that one we'd have to worry about. But that is not the case, actually, because the only reason this worked is because we converted the actual region where the centre of Reformation was, and that's because it was his capital, which always converts when you actually enforce religion, and that's because he's a one-province minor. If we enforced it on Bohemia, that would only change Prague, and he would still be unable to actually change the religion over here. Okay, we'll do relations with these folks, because that's just the absolute vast majority. Who else? Poland took more. No! No! So much. No! We need to attack that guy. Oh! I hate you, Poland. +2 reputation is really big in regards to getting votes. And there is the coalition truce finally coming down, which means we have a lot more options now. Like Mainz is voting for us now all of a sudden, because our reputation is so high. Let's do a little bit of cultural converting with our Diplo. Start cleaning up some of these rebels. That's another 25 stack down there. Both of them are on hills as well at the moment, which is a little bit scary. We have our discipline advisor, so I have confidence. Got a better general as well. Get him. Money for a lot of base tags, 4 base tags, totally worth. Let's do it. So this has been a little bit of a longer episode, I think, but we're going to go ahead and call this a episode as soon as we've pieced out, which should not take too much longer, just need some of these sieges to finish. I imagine as soon as we take these 2 forts, he would concede at that point. Or maybe even 1. No! Gosh, I didn't realize, Where the hell did they come from? Didn't realize he had another stack over here. There's another heretic of Saxony. You're killing me, guy. You're killing me. It just gets worse and worse and worse. Create another building slot there. Not bad. We're still really far ahead. I keep letting my points cap out, which is pretty inefficient. I apologize for that. Still not enough. Come on, fort. I hate Poland so much. Usually Poland does not give an emperor this much trouble, from my experience. I hate them. But at least they just lost their ally of Bavaria, who hopefully they cannot, or will not be able to restore their allegiance with anytime soon. And that's one less heretic in the empire. Got him. So that was a pretty productive war, I think. Kind of wish that there were more nations we could do that to. It doesn't look like that's the case. Of course, he won't return any of that land. But Mainz will. Okay, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm going to call this an episode here. And what you guys can expect here in the future is me trying to attack Poland, I imagine. Looks like so many allies will join, even France will join, so it should be a pretty decisive war at the end of the day. Awesome, that's good to see. Thank you guys for watching, and that's what you can expect to see next time on my Austrian playthrough.